Good day, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today we have our last beer that came in my beer mail from Ben, so thank you very much, Ben. This is another Sawdust City beer. This is a wet hop pale ale, which means it's actually fairly old. Today is January 12th. I received this beer mail, December 28th, and this was canned on October 5th. Ooh. Not his fault. I didn't even realize it either. I just thought it was at first I thought it was a one hop ale, and then I just see right now it says wet hop ale, and it's a Chinook. So I'm going to be drinking a helicopter. What do we got here? Plantation 1, row 27, 5.5% alcohol by volume. Excuse me. So under hops it says wet hopped Chinook, whole Chinook cones, and Chinook pellets. That's a lot of Chinook. It's a lot of Chinook. Alrighty. So, yeah, there's a lot of movement in there. There is a lot of carbonation. It looks like there's actually some hop residue bouncing around in there. Big white head, big snap crackle pop. Beautiful color though. Like, I love that haze. I love that orangey amber color smell. Not much. I'll be honest, I have had hundreds of beers with Chinook in it, but I've never really had a single hop Chinook. I have no clue what Chinook's really supposed to be. I just know it's in a lot of IPAs, and it's been in a bunch of stouts and such I've had as well. But exactly what to expect out of this, I don't know, but I'm not smelling much of anything. I'm smelling hops and I'm smelling malt and like a almost just resiny sweetness, which is weird. And it's one of those hops that, since it's not what I use when I homebrew, I've read what it's been, I've tasted it once before years and years ago, but because I don't really use it or care for it, I don't know exactly what I'm getting into here. You asked me about a Chinook hop, I don't know, like 2 years ago when I was actually doing little seminars with hops, and I would have known everything about it, but not ever brewing with it really or anything like that. I really know nothing. Going in blind. Cheers. I always, because of the type of hops it was always mixed with, I always assumed that Chinook was just a background bittering hop. But I'm almost thinking it's a nothing hop. Like it's probably just an aroma hop, and maybe it's died off because it's 3 months old now. I don't know. Basically, I'm tasting some malt and then a watery, almost lemon-like tartness, and that's it. Yeah. A little bit of malt, and then like a watery tartness mixed with a slight touch of yeah, like almost like the most watered down cantaloupe taste mixed with a slight tartness and lemon tartness at that. So a slight bit of melon and a slight bit of tart fruit is all I'm getting on this, other than the actual sweet malt up at the forefront. At 5.5% alcohol, I could put this back any day. I mean, I could get Christy's father to drink this any day of the week and he wouldn't complain about it. So that's a plus. What was this like when it was fresh? I have no clue. Am I surprised that there was still cans of this when Ben went in like the end of December? Yeah, I'm very surprised there was still cans of this. No, I got this package. I got this package at the beginning of January, like January 4th or something. And am I surprised that 3 months later there was still cans of this, especially with the hype that comes with Sawdust City. And Sawdust City does deserve the hype it has, especially for its stouts. It has some amazing stouts. Skinny Dipping Stout, Long Dark Voyage to Uranus, Bloody Long Dark Voyage to Uranus. It's a lot of Uranus stuff. They go after my anus quite a bit. The Red Rocket Coffee Spice Stout. That stuff's amazing. The Blood of Cthulhu is fucking to die for. Like, they make some amazing beers, especially their stouts. And they deserve all the fanfare they get. And I'm surprised that this was still there at this age with the fanfare they get. But that being said, there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, it's not like it was a Citra hop ale where it's just become overly bitter. There's almost no bitterness to it at all. I mean, let's say on here anywhere where they're IBU 30. Now it says Plantation 1, row 27. I don't know if they did a whole bunch of different rows, like, row 25 of the Chinook and this and that, to show you what the different hops were like. But I don't know if it's the wet hop, the whole cone, or the pellet that's overtaking on this, because again, I haven't tasted a Chinook hop on its own in about 2 years. There are so many hops now that are out there that I can't even remember what the Chinook's supposed to be. I just know that it's, for the most part, in some stouts and a lot of IPAs. And it seems to be just a building stout. It's probably just there just to build IBU. But it's not overly bitter. But it's also not overly flavorful. It's just kind of there. So you know what? I'm going to give this beer a 5 out of 10. I have nothing I can complain about. It's just not very tasty. I mean, you know what? I'll have to give it a 6 out of 10 because I give 5 out of 10s on there's a lot of macro beers I've given 5 out of 10s on, where this is tastier than those. I mean, it has some malt character to it. It has some hop character to it, but it's fairly middle of the road-esque. But I have to say it's a little better than some of the things that you could have. So thank you very much, Ben, for sending this out. It was a pleasure to try it. Thank you, Sawdust City, for making it, and thank you to the people that may or may not watch this. So that was the Wet Hop Pale Ale Chinook from Sawdust City. Bye, guys. Wow.